10 soul stewardship self-evaluation questions for 2026 for you. Before you rush into your 2026, praise God, ask yourself, what did 2025 teach me that I cannot afford to forget? That question is not about memory, I'm talking about integration. What capacity were exposed? What was revealed? Fact is, wisdom forgotten has a habit of repeating itself as pain. What discernment was sharpened through disappointment? Truly, disappointment is not failure, it is clarity arriving late. Disappointment is often grief dressed as insight. What boundaries were born out of exhaustion? Not all exhaustion means you did too much. Sometimes it means you gave without wisdom. Sometimes a boundary is the fruit of pain finally understood. What clarity came through pain that comfort never gave you? See, comfort is gentle. Pain is precise. Pain often accelerates fruits that grace has been patiently waiting to reveal. What part of you is finally matured even though it hurts? Growth is not always visible, it is always measurable. If it hurt, but it healed, you grew. What scraps from last year, 2025, are you tempted to throw away instead of redeem? Scraps include lessons you learned the hard way, situations you survived but don't want to revisit, seasons that ended without closure. What insight did you learn that still belongs in your future? What are you discarding simply because it reminds you of pain? God redeems pain. What lessons did pain teach you that prosperity never could? Prosperity reveals preferences. Pain reveals priorities. What did suffering teach you about your dependence on God? Where did pain refine your character? Something success could not have done for you. What false beliefs were shattered through the hardship? Pain tutors where abundance tempts you to ignore growth. Where have you confused starting over as spiritual maturity? New beginnings are beautiful, they're not always wise. So sometimes maturity doesn't always look like change. Sometimes it looks like what? Integration. When you're not moving ahead fragmented, but fully anchored and integrated. What are you confusing as what? Spiritual maturity. What are you confused? Where are you confusing starting over as spiritual maturity? Did you run because healing felt slower than escape? You calling avoidance obedience? Think about that. What does God want to prune, rework in your life, not erase? Do you know what? God does not rebuild everything from the scratch. Check my video on Save the Scraps. Often God renovates. What character traits need refinement, not removal? What dream needs maturing, not abandoning? What calling needs clarity, not cancellation? Erasure ignores God's craftsmanship. Reworking honors it. What is the biggest wisdom you have to hold on to and carry through 12 months of 2026, no matter what? This is the question that seals the year. What truth now governs your decision making? What convictions must you protect at all costs? What wisdom are you responsible to live out, not just know it, but live it out? What you carry forward determines what you never repeat. Remember, what you carry forward will determine what you never repeat. Instead, you would grow and transform your life and other people's lives. In 2026, we would steward wisdom, we would honor growth, we would protect clarity, and trust God without becoming. Don't forget your soul along the way.